not too bad myself, but you know how crazy people are. But anyway, today we're going to talk about one particular question I got from a lady this week that it needs to be talked about. I don't particularly care for it, but you know, it needs to be talked about. Don't forget to prescribe and like and you know all that other stuff. But especially, please leave a comment if you have a question or a concern or whatever. Please talk to me. I can't get better. I can't answer questions if I don't get them in the mail or somewhere. So, today's question is from a lady. I don't know where she's from. She says, "Good day, Doc. Apart from G6PD being misdiagnosed as sickle cell anemia, which other misdiagnoses can G6PD deficiency be mistaken for?" Like I said, darn good question. Number one would be leukemia. Leukemia, if they misdiagnose you for leukemia, good chances are you're going to die. Because these stuff they give you, the drugs that they give you for leukemia are very contraindicated for G6PDD. And they will cause hemolysis, and you will be in trouble. So that's the big one. And I don't know how many people have come to me, my grandfather was, or my mom and dad was, or whatever, somebody was diagnosed with leukemia, and they gave them drugs, and they died. And then they found out that they were G6PDD, and blah, blah, blah. It all one vicious circle. It is a vicious circle. It's pretty bad. So that's the big one, I think, anyway. The next one isn't really a misdiagnosis, but still it needs to be talked about, and it's not something you want to get. It happens from a blood transfusion, to be honest. And if you get it, it's called TRALI. If you get it, you will die. There is no cure. Everybody, 100% death rate. And I really don't want to see that happen to anybody. So, how do you deal with it? You don't get blood transfusions unless you absolutely have to. And sometimes you do have to. I've been in situations where if I didn't get blood transfusions, I'd die. That happened especially when I was younger. So, yeah, sometimes you have to, but don't if you don't have to. If your body can recover on its own, let it. You'll save yourself a lot of trouble, some of which is deadly. Okay, next one is a misdiagnosis that's also deadly. And it's called iron overload. or iron deficiency, so I guess would be closer to it. They call it iron deficiency, and so they give you tons and tons of iron. And you still have the anemia, so they give you tons and tons more iron. And this is a vicious circle, and at some point, you're going to get enough iron, it's going to kill you. Iron overload is not fun to have, and it's very dangerous and will kill you. I've lost relatives to iron overload before they realized it was a hemolytic type anemia. See, there's different kinds of anemia. There's iron deficient anemia, which is most common. That's why it gets misdiagnosed so much. And then there's hemolytic anemia is another one. There's some more. But those are the only two that I'm really concerned with right at the moment. And iron deficiency is very common in women because of their menstrual cycle. So if your doctor says you need iron, you say, where's the proof? I want to see a blood test that says I'm iron deficient. And it's just that simple. You don't let them get away with it. Do not take a bunch of iron because they say you've got iron deficient anemia. No, don't let them do it. Force them to give you a test that proves that you're iron deficient. Okay, next. Again, this isn't really a misdiagnosis. Well, I guess it could be. Doctors and others advocate high doses of intravenous vitamin C. Don't. It's real simple. If they ask you to do it, say, no, thank you, and walk out. Vitamin C has a funny characteristic. This is why we try to get you to do natural stuff and not any of the artificial stuff, because you're not going to get vitamin C overload. And then what happens is the vitamin C changes. Instead of being a fighter, a substance that causes hemolysis. It becomes a substance that causes. There are some places that give iron infusions that ask you a specific question: are you G6PDD? And if you don't know, they will give you a G6PDD test before they give you the vitamin C infusion, because it's very dangerous. So that's another one to throw in your bag of, I ain't doing that. That's really all I can think of at the moment. I'm sure there's others, but I can't think of them at the moment. Those are the big ones. You really need to stay away. Well, there is one other one that I can talk about, and that is bladder infection. When you have a bladder infection, they will give you a drug that almost always give you a drug that is very contraindicated for us. And so you start hemolyzing. Now you got two problems. You got a bladder infection and you're anemic as well. So don't let them do that. Make them give you some other drug that fights the bladder infection. Okay, well, I think that's about it for today. I want to keep this a little shorter. Last time I ran real long, and we'll see if we can't do better as time goes by. Just do it more often, all right? Okay, well, thank you very much for watching my video. I appreciate it. Don't forget to do that, like and all that stuff. And visit my website. All right, folks. Been nice talking to you, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.